The world stirs when distant thunder rolls. A flash crosses the sky, not for beauty, but for battle. Today, friends, a new storm has broken. US and Israeli strikes on Iran and harsh replies from Tehran. The news is fast, the facts are clouded, but the risk is real. Not all news is black and white. There are lives, hopes, and the very idea of lawful order hanging in the balance. America's strength is her unity, yet the real strength of a nation is measured in how it chooses when the path grows dangerous. Picture a family gathered in their living room, a lamp casting soft light. The TV hums out news of missiles, world leaders, and words like unprovoked and existential threat. Outside, the quiet of a neighborhood holds steady, but inside, hearts beat faster. Who among them, mother, father, daughter, son, can say which side is right? Let me lay the simple facts before you. US and Israeli forces joined in a series of sharp strikes across Iran. President Trump called these major combat operations. Israel said it was a preemptive attack. Iran, wounded and angered, named its response Truthful Promise 4, reaching out long arms across the Middle East, seeking American and Allied bases. The United Nations, those great halls where the world gathers in hope, condemned both the initial strikes and the follow-on Iranian attacks. Secretary General Guterres warned that every new blow makes peace less certain, and danger grows for all. Representatives took the floor in New York. The U.S. said the targets were missiles, ships, and dangerous machinery arming proxy armies. Israel claimed they faced a foe bent on true destruction, on ending not just a nation, but the balance of the world. But at this same table, Russia called the attacks aggression. Brazil echoed fear of growing chaos. Allies and rivals alike weighed in, the room thick with accusation and uncertainty. Now here is the first puzzle, the first knot we must untangle. But what happens when both sides believe they are right? Look beyond the meeting of diplomats. Imagine a quiet main street at sunrise, flags hanging limp on the breeze, and a single clerk setting up shop early, pausing to listen for any far-off siren or roar. Ordinary folks go about simple tasks, yet under it all, a question lingers. Can this be the price of safety, or have we paid too much? Come with me to the deeper waters. The world rushes to judge, but wisdom bids us pause. There are voices, Oman, Europe, and the United Nations, calling for a halt. Oman's foreign minister, skilled in peacemaking, says these bombs have broken what little trust was left at the bargaining table. France, Germany, Britain, they beg for patience, not war. Think of a jury sitting in a small-town courthouse, sun streaming through tall windows, each juror uncertain, but sworn to seek truth. Is this war justified by proof, imminent threat? Or have the powerful spent trust they can no longer claim? Everywhere, questions outpace the answers. Was Iran's supreme leader truly killed? No word comes, despite the claims. How far was the damage really done? And who will count the cost? Is the law agreed by all, truly served, or only cited as shield? The first knot unravels. When both sides believe themselves right, the world must hold to something higher, shared law, restraint, and facts known clear. Yet the knot tightens again with this. What is the price of acting first, if later the proof is in doubt? All around the calls for proof, for evidence are loud, but their echoes disappear into silence or accusation. Iran claims the attack is unprovoked, illegal. America and Israel say it is needed to stop worse things, missiles, weapons, ruin. Envision a lonely farmer in a wide, silent field, turning over harsh clay with his hands, all while the radio crackles both hope and alarm. He has seen winters come and go, and knows that once trust is broken, blight is hard to heal. He listens. Did leaders act for defense or for power's pride? The United Kingdom confirms it joined in for regional defense. France promises to shield her friends. Germany says it saw the signs, weighed the risks, and talked with its partners. But in every land, the people wait. Australia declares the strikes are to stop a nuclear weapon, yet across oceans the fear is the same. Are these acts the work of last resort, or of impatience laying seeds for larger pain? The towns and cities across the region shift uneasily. Saudi Arabia supports its neighbors, condemning Iranian strikes on Gulf states. Russia and Brazil, from their own corners of the earth, warned that the balance may be lost. Here I must ask, some truths wait in silence, but that silence stirs doubt. What if the proof is never certain, and yet the hurt is real and lasting? Rumors roar about the fate of a supreme leader in Tehran. The damage inside Iran is not yet fully known. Across the Middle East, American families with soldiers abroad weigh each phone call, each message from distant bases, with trembling hands. Picture a long line of soldiers waiting at a remote outpost, darkness pressing on all sides, boots shuffled in desert grit. They read distant glows in the night, listen for news, each man and woman holding back the simple ache for home. A commander moves down the line, offering a word to calm a trembling hand. There is courage in that line, and burden. Each soldier knows that one order given far away can change a life forever. And yet, for all their bravery, doubt walks among them too. Via runs quiet in a barracks at midnight, where letters wait unopened. Mothers, sisters, spouses all hoping for word, praying the next sunrise brings peace, not a telegram. This is the unseen price of decisions made at the highest table. Now as we look deeper, let us face the next hard question. Does the Republic always hold to restraint when caution is hardest to keep? Or do we sometimes move by fear and call it duty? Here lies another knot in the rope, a micro-loop not easily untied. The eyes of the world now judge America's claim of self-defense. Was their proof clear as daylight, or did shadows rule the hour? The facts have not yet satisfied the doubters, but already consequences run ahead. Troops moved, alliances tested, enemies newly emboldened. Imagine a city bus at dawn rolling through wet streets, a driver's radio humming with news he barely trusts, headlines about retaliation, warnings of possible threats back home. Passengers stare out windows, each lost in their own uncertainty. The ordinary day goes on, but a storm of worry rides along. And in Iran, too, households sit up late, candles burning, neighbors gathering in hushed circles to share rumors and fears. They wonder what tomorrow may hold for their sons and daughters, for their nation, for their future. Time presses forward. Justice seldom arrives with the speed of war. Yet the Republic, if worthy of her name, demands slower answers. Patience for facts, courage to doubt even our own side, humility to admit what we do not know. And so I ask you, who will insist that the Republic's power remains chained to clear evidence even when danger cries for haste? Who will demand we not abandon principle for the comfort of quick action? This is a hard burden, harder even than war itself. For it means choosing to wait, to reason, to balance grief with hope, while danger and doubt swirl all around. The costliest errors are not made in moments of peace. They are born in hours when fear and pride drown out deliberation. As the night rolls on, in homes, in camps, in embassies and outposts, the world waits. Every hour pushes that silent question forward. What kind of nation, what kind of people will we be when the dust settles? America's strength is not in her weapons, but in her willingness to seek the harder right over the easier wrong. In this, the next day's headlines should never outweigh the long view of justice. Not all news is black and white. Not all claims of righteousness can be proved before the sun sets. But every action, every word, every strike and every answer tilts the balances of law, decency, and hope. And now, as morning threatens to break, the shadow of the next step falls heavy across the world.